Hey everyone, I hope you are having a great week so far. I know that I thought today was Wednesday. I know when you're watching it, it is actually Wednesday, but when I'm recording it is on Tuesday. So I'm like a day ahead. Happy Wednesday. I hope you are having a great day. I hope you enjoyed the 3-act tasks. I use them a lot in class. They're really fun to do in class because you can have really great discussions with them. And I'm going to keep looking for a few more to connect with what we are going to be working on during the last few weeks of school. If there's a concept that you're like, hey, I want to know more about this, especially before we MAPS test, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to try to add it into our schedule at some point. So we are going to review volume today. I feel like we practiced it a lot and you did it in 5th grade, so I think we're ready to move on to taking a quiz for that on Thursday. So today you're just going to review that. I'm going to do a few example problems with you here on the slides, and then on Thursday you'll quiz. Friday I will introduce a new concept. This is hard to hold because I'm holding my iPad trying to video this. I was thinking, how could I show my face? Lastly, before I take off the video of me, please check your grades. The grade book is pretty much up to date. Please stop turning in assignments blank. It is really frustrating when I get a submission from you because it tells me if you submit things late, or I get an email if you resubmit something and I go to check it and nothing's changed. It's still blank. I'm just gonna return it right to you. Okay, so you might as well stop. And then I'll also be letting your parents know if this continues. Because it's not okay. It's a waste of time for me where I could be working on things like grading of assignments that are not graded yet for people that have done them. So please don't waste my time and only turn in assignments that are graded or that are complete. Okay, so let's review real quick. This shouldn't take too long. Maybe like 10 minutes total is my goal. And then you are just gonna practice. I'm gonna give you 2 choices to practice: a booklet or quizzes. So it'll be your choice. Just make sure you use your real name on the booklet so I know that I can identify that it was you. Okay guys, let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna quick review back over the basics. Our volume formula is length times width times height. Because volume is 3-dimensional, it's the amount of space that an object takes up. So for this, we see there are 4 cubes. On this side, 3 cubes. So it's kind of like your rows and your columns. And then it has a height of 5, so we would do 4 times 3 times 5, which these would make 12 times 5, which makes 60. And we were going to say this is units cubed for this because it's volume, and volume is 3-dimensional, so it's cubed. So that's where that comes from. Okay, question number 2. I'm going to give you a second to solve this one, and then we will go over it. Okay, so let's review. So still using the same formula, we're going to do 12 times 8 times 9. So if I multiply those all together, I get 864. And this time you need to use inches cubed, okay, not units, because they gave you the inches in this one. So make sure if they give you a label, you use the label they gave you. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, this question says a standard die is a cube. So that's a keyword. So a cube is like a rectangle. It has special, the thing that's special about it is all the sides are the same, just like in a square, because a cube is made up of squares. With sides measuring 15 millimeters, what is the volume of the dice? Well, if you know a cube has all the same sides, that tells me that my length and my width and my height are all 15. Okay, so I'm going to let you go ahead and solve this real quick, and then we'll check our answer. Okay, so you should have thought of the volume as 15 times 15, or you could also think of it as 15 to the power of 3. And let's see what that gives us. So that would be 3,375 millimeters. It sounds big, but you have to think a dice is super small and millimeters are tiny if you look at a ruler. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so this is that composite volume where you have more than one thing going on. So in this, you could break it up multiple ways. I'm just going to break it up here. So I have one big rectangle on the bottom and one rectangle on the top. So I'm going to do both volumes. So I'm going to let you guys take a second and find the total volume of this, and then we will start. Okay, so let's look at this. So for the bottom, I would do 6 times 27 times 12, because let me use, here I'll use a highlighter. So there is my length, my width, my length, and here is my height. So that would be a great way to look at that. Okay, so we have the 6 times 27 times 12, and I'm gonna have to put that in my calculator real quick. 1,944, and that's feet cubed. Okay, and then for this next one, we have to look. So we have our height, we have our length, but we have to think about what is this width. Well, this width is going to be the same as this, which is the same as that. So it also has a width, whoops, I didn't switch back to, of 12. Okay, so we're going to do 6 times 9 times 12. Gives me 648 feet cubed. But our final step is to actually add those two together, and we get 2,592 feet cubed, and that would be the total volume. Okay, we're almost done. Hang in there with me. My in-person students had to do this problem today or this week in class, and it was a really great conversation, so I thought I'd throw it on here as well. So it says a refrigerator is 3 feet wide, 2.5 feet deep, and 6 feet high. Okay, so remember, so if you think about, like, you could actually kind of draw a fridge, so you could visualize this, have an actual fridge, and then you have like your doors here on the sides of your fridge. Something like that. Sorry, I am not an art teacher, I can tell you that right now. Okay, so we could say there's the 2.5 feet, 3 feet, and 6 feet. The walls and other parts of the fridge take up 20 feet cubed. So that tells me that's volume. Taking up space is the volume. Okay, and then in our next, and they want to know how many cubic feet are left over. So what is left for the food in the fridge? So the first thing we have to do is find out what is the volume of the entire fridge. Okay, so I'll give you a second to solve that. Okay, so hopefully you thought of, I need to do the length, width, and height, or depth. Sometimes they call the length of something the depth. We had that discussion in class because we were looking at moving boxes, and moving boxes didn't really have a height. It said how deep they were. So if I did that, the entire fridge is 45 feet cubed. So then we have to think about, how am I going to figure out how much is left over? So what do you think? Show me in the next question, how did you solve what was left over? Okay, so hopefully you wrote 45 minus 20, because the 20 was all those parts. So that leaves you with 25. Whoops. Oh, my pencil died on me, so I'm going to use my finger. I don't know. It's not letting me write. Why is it? Okay, there we go. 25 feet cubed. Sorry. Okay, last question and we're done. Okay, so 12 cubes measuring 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters, because they're cubes, fit perfectly into the rectangular prism shown below. What is the volume of the rectangular prism? So this tells me that there's 2 different ways you could work this. You could find the volume of this this cube, and then because it tells you there's 12 of them, multiply by 12, or you can figure out what would be the height, the width, and the length of the rectangular prism and find it that way. Either way works. My thought is, if they're telling me there's 12 cubes, I might as well find the volume of 1 cube. So that means I would do volume equals 3 times 3 times 3, which you should know is 27 centimeters cubed. So now, what do you think, now that I know that, what do you think your next, or what do you think the answer to the volume of the entire thing is? Okay, so hopefully you thought of, okay, well, 27 times, there's 12 of them. So if we did 27 times 12, we get 324 centimeters cubed. And that would be it. Okay, so your quiz is on Thursday, and then, so this was your review. If you have any questions or need help with solving any of these problems, please let me know. I'm here to help. Have a great day, guys. Bye.